Yes, this is Women's Sports Now. Come on inside the Miller Lite Studios. The weather is just fine in here. I am Suzy Shuster, Renee Montgomery, Colleen Wolfe. Thrilled to be with you. And I just want to know what you've been up to.
Hey, I've been sitting on that one. So there's that. I think everybody saw that the Atlanta Dream just signed DeWanna Bonner, who, by the way, she's in my class. So shouts to DeWanna for still cooking out there. Class of 2009, what it is. But honestly, it's crazy because I know DeWanna from USA Basketball way before we even went to college. In her career, you can see two-time WNBA champion, six-time All-Star. She was Sixth Woman of the Year, but really, she has the championship pedigree to go along with that veteran presence. Our locker room is already like a besties club in the sense of everybody talks about our team being so close and tight-knit. So I think she'll fit right in.
Let's talk about how she'll fit in there.
Yeah.
What is she going to do for this team?
Yeah, I think, first of all, her size, her versatility is going to be huge for us. The lineups now can vary. That's the thing. When you get into, this is like the Game of Thrones in a sense of when you get to the playoffs, you're going to match up against different types of teams. You're going to have big front courts, big back courts, fast back courts. She's like a versatile player that you can just throw into the mix to match up however you need fit. So I think that's what's huge for us.
And I just want to say, too, that we are very close with Renee, but we were not given a heads up about this. So, she is great in her role. She keeps everything, in-house.
By the way, as I'm reading ESPN, I'm like, wait, ESPN reports. Yeah. I'm like, what about us reporting? Thanks for the scoop, babe.
We could break the news, Renee. So.
Listen, I'm just here so I don't get fined. Just saying.
Yeah, I think that the signing is awesome for you guys, especially if you look at the backcourt minutes and stuff like that off the bench. I think that she's obviously going to add something great for your team, and now she gets a chance to get a ring, too. And these standings are just bananas.
Yes,
it's unbelievable when you see how far ahead the Lynx are from everyone else, and then it is just so razor-thin margins from 2 through 8. That race for home court advantage is so strong.
It's and the craziest part is that we will probably not know the answer until the final game of the season. I'm going to get into that later with my top 5 on what matchups matter and what's going to be the deciding factors. But just keep this up here for a little while as we go through these standings because you see number 2 is Golden State with 11 losses. And you see the last team to get into the playoffs is the Dallas Wings at 16 losses. This is only a 5-game difference with about 9 games remaining. So when we say we actually have no idea who is going to play who, where, all these teams will be in the playoffs. We just have no idea who will be playing who.
And I think that, the goal, obviously, right now is you're not going to get the 1 seed, but, the goal is to get a top 4 seed at this point because, obviously, dropping to the 5th seed means that the postseason is completely on the road.
Yep.
And I just see with Golden State, Vegas, Atlanta, Indiana, everyone is just so tightly bunched right now. It's just going to be so fun to watch these last few games.
Yeah, and Vegas just took a huge blow. They announced that Nalissa Smith has a season-ending injury, which when we watched it live, you always know, when you see certain injuries, if you see a non-contact injury and it's bad, those are the ones that scare me the most because, the other ones, you're maybe she stepped on somebody's foot or maybe she just the non-contact. So I feared for the worst, and then they announced it today that she'll be out for the rest of the season. So that's a tough blow to Vegas because she was playing amazing.
I hate that for them.
Yeah.
Who do you want to play the least as you look at the schedule?
The Lynx.
I was going to say, but it really is tough because a lot of people don't understand this about pro sports. When their favorite team loses to a team that might not even be in the playoffs, and everybody's like, oh man, we suck. And it's pro sports, if you hear nothing else from me, pro sports are all about matchups. It's if you don't match up with a team, it doesn't matter if they are the last place team and they have something that you can't match up against, it's a nightmare. So that's how I look at playoffs. Every team, every team probably has a different team that they don't want to play. They're oh no, we got swept by them or, oh, we beat them. So I think it's hard to say. I think every team, you need to know your team.
Who do you think the Dream matches up well with?
I think it's the dream versus everybody when it comes to me, but I'm just saying, I do think when it comes to playing against Minnesota, who is one of the top teams, we're one of the very few teams that got down late against Minnesota and made a huge comeback against Minnesota. But I also think Golden State Valkyries, their versatility where they have 6 players that could go off for 20 points on any given night, They're dangerous. Vegas has the best player in the world, so we can't have greatness fatigue. A'ja Wilson is obviously going to be MVP. Then you go down the list of Indiana. They have a three-headed monster that is a nightmare. Kelsey Mitchell leading the charge. Aaliyah Boston, Caitlin Clark. Scary when they all get hot. I'm just going through all the playoffs teams. Sorry.
Okay, all right.
And then New York Liberty, they're a team that I call a wild card because their season has been very up and down, but they have 2 MVPs still sitting in the playing. So I think that's always scary. And they've been hurt, so they haven't had a chance to honestly gel, which they might peak at the right time.
Oh, yeah, that's scary.
Yeah, that's very scary. And then Washington, they don't even know better. So, you know, a team that's going in there just
that.
They have no fear. They have no expectations. They have no pressure. They're playing with house money. That's terrifying.
That's always the most dangerous team.
Definitely.
Like the house money team, the team that gets in last, that's young, that's just like light and loose. They're always the scariest team to play.
100%. And they're talented. So it's not like they're just like getting lucky. They're talented. And then there's ATL. Like I think we have the defensive player of the year is on the Atlanta Dream roster. Pick your choice. We have multiple options. I think the top 3 steal leaders are in ATL, but obviously headlined by Angel Reese, who is having a historic season right now. 26 rebounds in one game is the most in the WNBA ever. But just, I mean, she had a 9 out of 9 game where she didn't miss a shot, had a double-double, just setting a lot of records. She's our anchor. And then Ryan Howard, I can't emphasize enough what she's doing from the guard position. Yeah. Guards don't, we talked about this with Gabby Williams. Guards don't get enough love when it comes to the Defensive Player of the Year and what they do. Going over a screen and fighting over a screen is not a stat that will show up in a stat sheet, but it matters. And so I just think get your popcorn. This week is my top 5 key matchups to look for in the WNBA because as you guys know, the standings are nuclear. We already covered all of that in the A block. It's nuclear right now. But what we didn't cover is what this final stretch would look like and what it means. So starting at number 5. Okay, we have Liberty at Minnesota Lynx. So again, just reminding you guys that New York Liberty is sitting at number 6 right now. The Lynx are sitting at number 1. The Lynx are 1-1 in this head-to-head matchup, but with all the teams, like let me count this up. All the teams have a 5-game difference between 2 and 8. This game is going to matter. Okay. All right. We got to watch it. We need to lock in. Yep.
But I feel like all season long we've been talking about the Lynx week in and week out. Olivia Miles this, when's Nafisa coming back in, and how's the team gelling? What's Cheryl doing right? Right. I feel like the Liberty can sneak right in with all of that expertise and Bree and Sabrina. What do you think?
Do you have a prediction? I think they're getting healthier. They just got Phoebish back, but again, these are all games after the FIBA break. So we have to keep that in mind when it comes to players that are going to go play in FIBA because there's going to be heavy minutes played. But I'll move on. That's number 5. That's happening on 9/18. And on 9/20, we have the Mystics at the Fever, and get your popcorn. I know this doesn't sound as sexy on the outside. Make it sound sexy. But I'll sexy it up for you. So the Mystics are 1-1 against Indiana right now. Both matchups were decided by 2 whole points, okay? So this is a game that's going to go down to the wire. The Fever, if you guys remember, Caitlin hit a game-winning 3 with 1.2 seconds remaining. Each team has actually won on the road. So this game is Mystics at Fever. Just putting that out there. Is it getting sexy for you yet? It is. I need Citron to go off, too, again. In this one.
If you add the word young host.
Now we're talking about sexy things.
Okay, so
Citron went off for like 25 points or 30 points, right? In the 30 points. Yes. In May, I think that game was.
That was her career high that game. Now you're getting what I'm throwing down. Yes. She went for 36-4. So this game, like I said, when you first say the name, it might not sound appealing. But now that we've laid it out for you, you guys understand why this is a key matchup, right?
All of their legs are rested. Yeah. That's it. They're all coming back rested, whereas Caitlin's going to be out there. Getting her work done.
Mystics have one player that will be playing in FIBA, so that is a very good statement. So number 3, we have the Sky at the Mystics. Now, I don't know if you guys were watching, but the Sky and the Fever just set a new viewership record at 3.3 million because it gets your popcorn type of vibes.
A lot of us were watching.
Yes, we were watching.
As it turns out.
We were watching. And so now Chicago Sky, who loves right now just to pretty much play spoiler alert. Like, you know, you have to remember that there's teams that play for pride, and they're playing for that pride. And this game before, when these two teams matched up, Washington is 1-0, by the way. But when they matched up before, it had a little bit of energy. Shakira is going to always bring the energy, but this is a game, like I said, Sonia Citron, she did not play this game, by the way, for the Mystics last time. And this, I mean, I think it's going to be a big game for the Mystics, who will be fighting for the standings.
Well, yeah, I mean, everyone's fighting. It's so interesting that this last stretch after the break, it's like, it's pre-playoffs. Like, this is all like play-in games, even though they've all clinched. The seeding is so important. Every single minute and possession matters.
I'm still in that pre-playoffs. That is what this is. This is 100% pre-playoffs. All right, I'm moving on. Is viewed good? Moving on, number 2. This is where we start to really
ramp things up.
Like, I'm not just saying get your popcorn, it's get your wings, get your popcorn, get your little drink if you into that.
All the provisions.
Get you some treats. Y'all remember last, treats? Okay, it's coming soon. Okay, treats. Anyways, Fever versus the Lynx. They play twice.
Yeah.
They play on September 22nd and September 24th. Now, something to think about for this, if you're the Minnesota Lynx, you're pretty much on an island by yourself. They're not really in the pre-playoffs fight. So do the Lynx now rest Nafisa Collier one game? Do they rest Fee one game? Because, you know, like, what are the, I mean, they rest
management,
Kayla McBride. Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, it's toward the end of the season. Do you rest Fee one game? Not rest everybody at once. You know, you can load manage one person at a time. So Minnesota is 1-0, by the way, against Indiana. There's been no 2 teams in the league that have beat Minnesota twice, by the way. So even when Minnesota hasn't had their full complements of player, because we know Fee was out in the beginning, nobody's beat them twice.
Let me ask you a question. If you were Cheryl Reeve, would you have somebody sit? Would you?
How would you do it?
100%.
I think I would.
Fee, have a seat right here. Fee, have a seat right here beside me,
You're
baby.
fresh back. Take a rest and save it for the playoffs.
One game.
Why would you possibly use them?
And I'm not saying like sit them out for I'm just saying you rest one game at a time. Yeah, because Courtney Williams just was out of game. So yeah,
that makes sense.
Okay. So at number 1, another double header of get your popcorn. Dream versus Liberty.
Ooh.
Yes, it's gonna be. I mean, and again, they play September 21st and September 23rd. Both teams in the playoffs. Both teams fighting for everything at this point right now. They play, both games are in Brooklyn, and if ATL wins on September 22nd, this will decide the season series. Right now, New York is up 1-0. Again, there's these two, number 2 and number 1. There's 4 games that literally could decide 4 positions that are happening in the playoffs.
Like, where is Renee during these 2 back-to-back high-stakes games? Where will you be watching?
You guys, this is funny because she doesn't even know this, but one of the games is on September 21st. So my clothing company, C-Suite 21, has a suite that we will have at the Liberty game in New York. Yeah, she didn't even know
I'll be there. I'm coming.
I'm serious. If you can make it, please come. I'm serious.
Yeah.
But yeah, so get your popcorn. I'm just trying to give you a prelude to how when we have the pre-playoffs, there's going to be a lot of spots decided in a little bit of time.
All right, so I hope everybody wrote those down because you need to pay attention to every single minute of this.